Hi guys, Brain here, and today's video is going to be a little bit different because yesterday I was so fortunate because my friend Nova, who some of you know in the community, was so nice to share their VHS key with me because they played a little bit and they kind of got over it pretty quickly. So the key was just kind of sitting there. So they thought of me, which was I was very fortunate for. And they gave me their key to play VHS. So yesterday we did a full 8-hour stream of VHS. We played both Monster and Teen, both sides. And I just kind of want to give like a first impressions video, after that to kind of just like, let you know how I feel about the game, because I've made a couple videos on the game just like based off of what I've watched. But now that I've actually played the game, I have some different perspectives. And I feel like there are both things that are really, really good that I didn't think about that are really, really awesome. And there was a little bit of rose-colored glasses going on where there was like stuff I wasn't seeing, what we'll talk about. So just like any game, it has some ups and it has some downs. So but let's talk about them. So first, let's start with like the ups. I was right that video I made a while back. The fact that there's no gens or any sort of main objective to babysit makes the game like very, very interactive, which makes the game like super fun. I don't have to go babysit the tables, which is like their version of the gens. Well, not even that. It just gives them the weapons to kill me. But essentially, that's the only thing that's even closely relatable to like a main objective where you just sit there and you do nothing and it progresses the game. Like, there's none of that. You don't have to worry about that. So like, most of the game is interaction between the two sides, which is really good. You want that in a versus game. You want the two sides interacting literally as much as possible. That is always the number one. Teen side feels really, really fun, really, really cool. The fact that like I said, there's no mid objective means that for the most part, like actually interacting with the killer is the thing that you go do. Like you're running from the killer when you don't have a weapon. When you have a weapon, you're actually seeking out the killer on purpose. So you can try and do one of the 4 sigils needed to, actually defeat them. So I like this aspect of like this aspect a lot of the teen side, that you actually have a very, very active and aggressive gameplay, because Dead by Daylight looping can be fun, but for the most part it's just running away from the killer and hoping the ping isn't bad. But in this, you actually seek things out and plan things and set up a game plan to trick the killer in order to get the damage of all 4 sigils through. So setting that up through pings and through comms and getting it is super, super awesome, and it feels good. Feels like a well-laid plan when it comes to fruition. Feels really awesome. Yeah, so like it's just the art style great, the music fantastic, the maps are pretty cool. I like the maps a lot. The community is also super nice. Before, at least in the closed beta so far, I only had one situation where somebody teabagged me and was super rude. Literally every other match for 8 hours straight, people were like saying hi, saying I wish I had fun, asking me just random questions about the game, how I felt about it. Like the chat in the game was very, very polite and fun and great. I never had an issue with any sort of toxicity besides like one person teabagging, and I killed that person actually, so it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, so like the community aspect's really solid too. At least currently in the closed beta it is. I think I want to get into the negatives now, because there's like 2 main ones that are pretty upsetting, and one of them you probably won't have to deal with because of just like the way. So let's go ahead and just like get into this. So because I was given a key, and I was given a key after the waves initially happened, essentially I started into the game as a beginner when everybody else is already like high level and has played the game for a really long time. Because like the keys have not gone out for a while. They haven't put out a new wave of keys in a while. So everybody's had a good deal of time to learn the game and get good at the game. That is not the case for me, who just started yesterday and played for 8 hours. I think the lowest leveled person I had was like level 25, and you start at 1. You start at 1 when you first begin this game. So I was constantly fighting people 2, 3, 4 times my level who very, very clearly knew the ins and outs of the game, very, very like knew the meta, knew what to do, knew what weapons were good, what weapons were bad, etc., etc. And it was a very unpleasant experience to try and learn the game with a player base that they all knew what to do. They all knew what to do. Like I said, that doesn't really count, really though, because that's because I'm essentially getting a key when I shouldn't have a key, so to speak. So technically, there should be no beginners right now, unless you just got a key and forgot to activate it till just now. So theoretically I should be on par with everybody else, and that's why I don't feel like the game's a bad game, because at the top level it seems incredibly functional and incredibly nice, but my main issue came from being a beginner against a lot of people who aren't beginners, and the game has no MMR right now, and I'm kind of like glossing over this part because I assume they will put MMR in. It's just a closed beta, so it doesn't have it right now, but this game desperately needs MMR. It really does. If they for any reason don't want to go with the MMR idea, they really need to. Maybe not skill-based matchmaking, but just like some sort of matchmaking period, because basically I would say a large part of my experience with the game was negative, because being a beginner going against people who are experts is probably the most, like, this game is miserable. This game is miserable only when it's super unbalanced between the characters or the players. If you have a massive skill gap between the players, the game's pretty miserable because it snowballs so hard that you don't even get to really do much. And that doesn't matter which side you're on, because there was somebody when I was playing teen who very clearly, like, they were higher level, but like they obviously probably didn't do it that much or weren't that invested in it, and they lost the game in like 2 minutes. It was like so miserable that they were not happy. They couldn't have been, because they just got completely stomped. So this game snowballs really hard one way or the other, and to a beginner or somebody that's just not that experienced on one side or the other, it seems pretty miserable when you're in that situation. And another negative thing was one of the things that, like, I don't really like here. I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna be honest. Monster in this game does not feel good for me. This is my opinion. Monster does not feel good. You feel it's literally a role reversal, because the survivor's goal is to kill you. It literally feels like they're the killers and you're the survivors. So think of like everything you feel in other asymmetrical horror games about like playing the killer and playing the survivor, and flip it. Like, I feel like I'm the one that's super vulnerable. I feel like I'm the one that needs to hide, and snowballing is very difficult. It feels like a role reversal that I'm the one that's super vulnerable. I'm the one that's caught out. And I've never been one of those people that's like, well, in DBD, the killer should be the power role, because that's just like weird power fantasy stuff that's just kind of awkward, But like, to have it on the opposite side, to the fullest extent of just like, I don't feel powerful at all. Like not really powerful at all is kind of like the wrong direction. And most people in this game do play teen. Everybody I've talked to mains teen. There's some big streamers out there that do main Monster, and I need to watch them so I can get better. But like, most people in my own community that have had keys main teen, and I can see why, because killer is not very thrilling or like fun to play right off the bat, at least in the first 8-hour sample, right? Because I just feel scared. I feel worried. Take that feeling of like when like you have a really quick chase, but 2 gens go off, and multiply that by like 10. Like, that's how it feels to like walk out into the courtyard of the school, and there's just 4 teens there, all with their weapons, and there's like nothing you can do. That's literally it does not feel good to play killer. It doesn't feel powerful at all, and at least from a first 8-hour sample. And I think a lot of that has to do that, like I said, like the game has been solved by the people I was playing against. I just started, and I'm sure I will feel different. I will feel different when I get better. But like, at least from a beginner's viewpoint, it just seems like you as killer are not powerful as it feels you should be. And it kind of creates a weird scenario. Like when I was playing teen, I felt good because it felt like I was hunting something down and killing it, which should be what the killer role is about. But I felt more like I was fulfilling that role playing teen, which was really, really bizarre. Like I feel like I was playing more of a killer playing the teen side than I was the monster side, and it was bizarre, and I'm not a fan of it. Like it's just weird, and I don't know. I just don't know. A lot of this game's like critical moments also happen very, very, very quickly. Like all it takes is one teen who's like hiding behind a corner, completely silent with a weapon, popping out immediately, and just within 2 seconds you go from just kind of, you know, wandering around a hallway patrolling to, oh hey, I lost a fourth of the game because that guy was just camping around a doorway and I just didn't see him there. Like, and he pops out without sound, without any sort of noise cue, and then suddenly, you know, fourth of the game is gone just because, like, you know, he was just camping there. So I need to work a lot on just like checking, quadruple checking, omega triple checking, never committing to entering a room or a doorway or a hallway without like quadruple checking first, because like if you want to play this game and like just kind of like go around the map and learn the map, like that's not gonna work. They're gonna bonk you, buddy. Also, the maps are pretty, like, I feel like the lab is pretty cool. The lab is probably my favorite map, both in aesthetics and like mechanically how it works so far. But the mansion and the school have this like big courtyard that is like, it seems like so ridiculously like beneficial for the teen side that a lot of games come to a slowdown. So what a lot of the teens will do is they'll get like 3 or 4 weapons and then they'll just run to the middle of the courtyard, because the courtyard's so open that it's really hard for the monster to like dodge the attacks. So you'll get these situations where the teens on both the mansion map and the school map will just go to the courtyards of both those maps and just wait out for the monster to make a mistake because they know that that's where you're at your most vulnerable, is right there. And because your only objective is to kill them, and their only objective is to kill you, it just kind of like stalls the game really hard. It stalls the game really hard, and it's like basically no fun. So like, I think the school is like my second favorite map, but like, I don't like the design that the maps have mechanically, where it's just like, it seems like the meta smart idea is to just like build your weapon and then go just like camp out the middle of the the middle of the map and just like the open area and wait for the killer to come or the monster to come. But yeah, I think like I said, I think this is a great game. I think it's a fantastic game. It feels okay. I'll say this: it feels way better than Prop Night. Like I made that video about how much I just didn't like Prop Night. This Prop Night's making you pay $20 for a game that's like, I'm just gonna say it. It's nowhere near finished. It's not robust. It's not fully, you know, fleshed out. And they're making you pay $20 for it. This game, VHS, is like, I'm not even exaggerating, like 5 times more fleshed out than that game is, and it's gonna be a freemium game. This game is gonna be free to play with in-game purchases. It's going to be freemium. Think about that. This game has 5 times the depth in closed beta as Prop Night, and this is a freemium game, and Prop Night's $20. I think if you're looking for an alternative to your 4v1 horror experience, the choice is easy. The choice is easy. But I guess TLDR takeaways. The game's really cool, really well fleshed out. Music's great, aesthetics great. Teen's super fun. Monster is super fun, but only if you know what you're doing. And it seems a little on the weak side. It doesn't seem like really that well balanced, at least from an 8-hour sample. It feels like the monster is a little weak compared to the teens. Anything else? Also, this is just closed beta, so they can just fix any of this stuff. One more thing, since this video is already super long. The shock ball thing that the teens have, absolute bullshit. Dude, that thing. There was a person that like was injured, and I was literally right on them, and they were slowed because I was playing Wart. They were about to die. They would have died if I hit them. And then they activated the ball. It activates in like half a second, and even though I was mid-swing, insta-kills me. That was fun. That object is busted, and I can already tell. And everybody always like, oh yeah, that item is busted. I'm like, hell yeah, it is, and I hate it. But other than that, I don't have anything else for you. But game is great. Not very, beginner friendly. So if you get it, if they do a key wave soon, be careful. Look out for that. The people that are the players that are currently in the game that have been playing the game since like a month and a half ago are super fucking good, and they're not going to make mistakes, and you're going to feel miserable. So be prepared for that. You will get through that part, and the part after that will be fun. It will be fine. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else for you. That's basically my first impressions of VHS, the 4v1 up-and-comer for the asymmetrical horror game genre. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else for you. If you like this video, make sure you do the like you like. If you want to see more of my daily uploads, make sure you subscribe so you actually see those. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and if I don't see you in the next video, I will see you when I see you, friends. So long.